guys. So, this video is going to be pretty low effort. Really just wanted to slap something together this week, but because the AC at my house is still busted, and it won't be fixed for another couple of days yet, I have not really been able to handle the heat that it causes my laptop to put out when I am editing or working on my scripts. So this is something that I can really limit the amount of time I need to be under my laptop while still being able to give you something. It's hopefully just going to be kind of a chill time. Very basic premise. I just wanted to try out a couple of cool art apps that I saw people use in my shorts feed. And that's literally all this is. So if you've ever wanted to see how these things work, yay! Stick around, maybe. Thanks.
For those unaware, AmberDraw is basically just a sort of app that allows you to draw using animated brushes. They have built-in movements, and you can get some really cool effects from them. You know, sometimes they look really scribbly and weird. Sometimes you can have kind of moving particle effects. It's kind of up to you. There is a paid version that unlocks a lot more kinds of brushes, but I didn't get the pro version, partially because I think it's better to showcase what you can do without having to buy extra things, because that's the way that it's most accessible to people. But on top of that, I just don't use it enough where this would bring value to my life. So, yeah. I've already messed with AmberDraw before, but I'm gonna mess with it some more, I guess. So I know that generally speaking, it's best served when you draw using an actual, you draw outside of it and then you come in and add effects on top of it. But I kind of want to try and draw just actually using the thing, because I wonder if I can get it to a point where it'll just, because there does not appear to be just a it won't move kind of thing. So we're gonna go for this. See, even that's kind of moving. I'm just gonna kind of draw. I don't really have any specific plans. See, I don't think there's a movement build capacity. I could kind of sketch page this a little bit, maybe. I know that this is probably not what it's used for, but I do kind of like the texture that this brush has, you know? I'm gonna do that thing that artists do where they just draw eyeball because it's cool. One thing that's kind of annoying me about this app for sure is if you start up here and drag down, there's nothing. You have to start on the canvas, which I guess is fine, but you know, I'm gonna fill up this little area and this little area, and then I'm just gonna kind of mess around, I think. We're still recording, yay! So far. There is definitely still a subtle movement to everything, which is kind of interesting. Okay, now we're just gonna start messing around. I think obviously my favorite is probably the Scribbles brush, and I kind of want to go over the outer sides of all these with this guy. Yeah. That's kind of fun, just on its own. What if I have some particles just kind of going around? Kind of hate that. Let us not do that. I think that there is some application that we can have for this. Maybe something like... No, that's too fast. Hold on. Ooh, that's a little kind of trippy, actually. That's kind of cool. See, all the fun stuff is you gotta pay for it, but it's a subscription! Why the hell? Like, that's the thing that I get so annoyed by with some of these things. It's like, it's literally just not worth the subscription concept to me. I'm gonna fill in some of the white space, I think, with just some scribbly scratchies. Now, some might say this is just too much because it moves a lot. But if you ask me, shut up, because shut up. I like it. I think it's cool. We've used it for sketching, which is kind of fun. What I want to do is do it from an image. Okay, we got our fellas, which might not record well because I'm right in front of a window, but that's okay. So we're just gonna... I think that it works best, honestly, when you're adding effects to something that you made in a different app. So I'm just gonna play around with this for a while and just add little effects and stuff in here. I love this little scribbly brush, it's so fun. Does that look like a shooting star? I do not know if this is an improvement. This movement of the stars. I think it kind of sucks. I'm gonna get rid of it. I think this will work better for what I'm trying to accomplish here. Like twinkly stars. I kind of like how this turned out. I think that I've spent a good 30 minutes just messing around with this. I think I'm ready to move on. I definitely ended up having a lot of fun with AmberDraw. I stand by my statement that it works best when you're like doing effects over an already finished piece rather than trying to draw in the app, simply because there's just not a lot of options for drawing with not animated brushes. I don't think you even can, really. So that's definitely one drawback, I think, of the app, considering you would need at least like one other in order to like import stuff over and do that. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty fun to mess with, and I think even if you don't have access to some of those other brushes, like the ones that it gives you in the free version are pretty versatile. So I would actually recommend this if you have any kind of Apple device. I don't know that it's available on other like operating systems, but give it a shot. The concept behind ZoomArt is probably exactly what you think it is. It's just basically a canvas that is focused around the idea of like zooming in forever, basically. So you can do like some really cool things with it. It also has a pro version, and again, I didn't show that off just because I wanted to show you what you could do without spending extra money on this stuff. But this one is definitely a lot more limited in what you can do based on just the free version. It's definitely more of like a demo kind of situation, I would say. Alright, cool. Pretty sure that it just straight up did not save all of my my stuff from the previous one, so that's awesome. But we're gonna try ZoomArt now. I've been seeing this more and more recently, actually. Oh, this stylus looks gross. Open your unlimited key. Okay. Please do not track. Okay. Skip trial. End listing. Okay. Stuff. Create. Not now. Oh my god. Okay. Adjust stroke width, fine-tune pressure, eraser. Okay, so I can use the things. I haven't even tried it yet. Don't stop. Grid. Okay, I have a grid. Line width, pressure. Okay, so I have no idea how this thing works. I need a bigger eraser than that. Come on. Okay, so draw with finger, move with finger. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to try and do... I have kind of an idea. Okay, so I'm already noticing that the line weight that you're using is dependent upon your zoom level. So that, for me, sucks because I like to zoom in to get the finer details and stuff, but we shall adjust. I hate this brush. Like, genuinely. This is like such a... Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. This does not look like my boy at all. I think his face needs to be longer. I also do not have his character reference, and I don't draw him enough to have him, like, perfect for memory, but this is just a test. This is a test. We're messing around with it, you know? And it also looks like you can import stuff, but I have this feeling that it's gonna be, like, ridiculously expensive to do that, and they expect you to get a subscription. And look, I'm, like, all for, you know, getting paid for making cool art tools, you know? I want that for people, but, like, bold of you to assume that I have that level of disposable income. And then we'll zoom in here, and this is where the next character will be, because that's fun. No. You know, I do like messing around and like things like this because I think I don't expect it to be as good because, you know, I'm working in a medium that I don't normally like work in, actually. I just want to go back and make this kind of interesting, you know? Well, at least a little bit more interesting because it's just this one was the worst one, but it was because I was still, you know, trying to figure out he has eye imagery, that's how you know he's fun, and he's one of my favorites. Okay, so then you zoom in to his eyeball, and then you get the next boy. The concept of this is pretty cool. I definitely like that. Like the concept of it. This guy's probably the most off model, but that's okay. This is a proof of concept. This is just me messing around with it conceptually. Okay, that's kind of fun. So this is probably where I'm gonna call it. Like, I really like the concept of this. It's like really, there's a lot of little fun story things you can do kind of with it, because like, you know, they all love each other. They all love each other. They all have eyes for the other person. The zoom out, I think, is more fun. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I gave up on recording a long time ago. That's awesome. Repeat myself, I know it's not your fault. There's like a little picture, so I would assume that I can kind of put things. Let's just go ahead and do it with the same characters. This is just mostly like a testy kind of thing. A testy kind of thing, good job, me. Okay, so you can do stuff like that. So theoretically, can actually do things where you like put images you already made. Obviously, these are not like created with the intention of doing that, so it looks a little wonky when you zoom in because it's just a picture, but like theoretically, if I like actually used the same colors as the background of this one, it would be a little bit more natural. I'm sure you can do stuff with that, so there are more applications to this, but yeah, kind of fun. Kind of fun. Ignoring the fact that I completely forgot 2 out of the 3 characters' facial hair, I actually did enjoy the process of messing with this, but there were definitely a lot more downsides this time, and I had a lot less fun with it than I would say I did with AmberDraw. Obviously I was complaining about having like only one brush option, and if you've spent any time on my channel, you know I like gritty brushes, so this very flat, smooth kind of brush pen was not really it for me. I also had a lot of trouble controlling the line weight, because anytime you would zoom in, obviously it was trying to compensate for the zoom, which makes sense for the program, but because it would change depending upon how zoomed in you were, it was really, really hard to get in closer to do finer details and everything, which is like one of the only things about digital art that I think everyone can agree is an improvement upon traditional art. So that, combined with the fact that I feel like this has very limited applications, and while you could definitely do some really cool things, you kind of have to plan ahead for this to be the thing you want to do. I don't know that I'd recommend this as much, because again, you'd have to pay to get the stuff that would make it more effective, and the free version doesn't really give you a whole lot. I mean, you can only import 2 images at one time with the free version, which is a little wacky to me. So if you like it or would be interested in it, I guess it's up to you to decide if it's worth it. I probably won't be messing with this again in the future, but I had fun here, so you know, that's a plus, right? This last one, art set, is pretty simple. It's just kind of an art thing that is supposed to let you paint things or draw things in a way that feels a little bit more realistic to how paint would move around or how things would blend out with charcoal or whatever on an actual piece of paper. So it's just trying its best to mimic traditional art in a digital setting. Once again, there is a paid version, and this one has a lot of very strange restrictions on what you can do without paying extra money, which I will in fact be complaining about later, but Again, I'm just showing off the free version here. Okay, the last one that I'm gonna try out, and I've given up on just trying to screen record because apparently it doesn't fucking work because my iPad hates me. But I'm gonna try this thing called Art Set. I'm drawing my fucking pencil. It's supposed to act realistically. I'm not really sure. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know how to make it bigger. Oh, here we go. Oh, hello? Can I not? Can I? Oh. Awesome. Again, it's gonna make me. Okay, can you get the fuck out of my way? The blending is like surrealistic, quote unquote, theoretically. Okay, I like that. We're changing the angle. Inks. I love ink. My life is sad. Again, my issue is not that, here, can I start this over? Can I? Uh-oh, you want me to use my fingies. So, I do not paint in real life. I've never been good at it, but maybe I can figure out a way to do it digitally that is good for me. I literally just cleaned my screen yesterday, so you know. I can have all kinds of different paper. Wow. There was a black paper option. Okay, anyway. Let us get a pin. Awesome, I love this thing. It's so good. Okay. Okay. So, let's start over. Let's do like a portrait of no one in particular, maybe, I guess. Okay, so, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. We have to trust it so much. I'm noticing right away, I don't think that it would pick up the pencil, I'm just saying. I haven't used paint in a long while, but I'm pretty sure it would not pick up the pencil like this, but whatever. I do like how chunky it looks, it's kind of fun. We have to trust the process, everybody. We have to trust the process. This is just exposing how fucking bad I am at this, but that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. I don't think any amount of trusting the process is gonna save this at this point, but you know, we're just gonna keep trucking. Because the worst that can happen is that it looks like shit. And I will still have had fun. I really enjoy how everything moves around, actually. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's not good, but I did have fun. So if you think about it, it's definitely, there's a learning curve. I feel like I could definitely end up having like, getting used to how everything moves around. This is great probably for those people that are like, I love digital art, but I don't like the digital art doesn't feel like how it feels like when I do traditional art. I feel like this would be a nice middle ground. I do think the fact that you can't even adjust the sizes of the brush in the demo version is a little redonkulous. But obviously they want you to buy the full version, so I guess whatever. Here's my dude. He's kind of handsome, maybe. I don't know. He's looking at you. Ooh. I pretty much just stand by what I just said about it. I would say that not even letting you adjust the size of the brush in your demo version is a little not cool. It's a little not cool. It's a little weird. I understand maybe locking away some of the more complicated aspects of the adjustment, because I'm sure that this is there's a lot more programming that goes into it to actually make these things move in a way that is kind of realistic, but it is just kind of wacky to do that, in my personal opinion. That being said, while this is definitely outside of my comfort zone, it's kind of, at least from what I saw, there's only one layer, and I am definitely not a one layer kind of person, and also, as I said, and then demonstrated, I'm not really a painter. But I do think I will actually keep this on my iPad, and I will be playing around with it from time to time. I think that not only did I just really enjoy the way that things blended together and everything, but I also do think that I could learn a thing or two and kind of improve this particular area of my art. So yeah, this is another one I would probably definitely recommend because it's fun to mess around with, and even if you don't use any of the paints or anything, I think that it's really fun to actually have that nice paper texture and then be able to draw on it with pencil in a way that will react realistically. I think even the eraser kind of had a smudge to it, so it really is kind of gonna give you that sketchbook feel even if you don't actually have your physical sketchbook, and I think that there is definitely value in that.
It's that time again where I say thank you to my wonderful channel members, who you can see on screen now. These guys go above and beyond to support me and my channel, allowing me to invest more time and energy into making cool videos like this one. You can also become a channel member if you have an extra $2 lying around every month. You will join these guys in getting your name at the end of videos, in addition to getting access to some members-only community posts with early looks at thumbnails and art for videos, plus a bunch of cute custom emojis. Thank you very much for sticking around. I'm sorry that the audio has been so bad, but I needed to turn on my fan and keep it on, and it needs to be on or I will die, and I feel like you guys don't want me to die. Hopefully. Back to business next week. I should even have my new talk sprites done by then, so, exciting! Bye! 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 Ooh, I'm a ghost because I melted. All of my flesh melted away because it's so hot. Ooh. I think I have heat stroke. I think that's why I'm extra stupid.